Holidays are hard for a lot of people. Maybe you lost a loved one. Maybe you've never felt like you really had anyone to celebrate with. Maybe you're struggling to adjust to a disability, or you're healing from something. Maybe you don't have the money this year to celebrate the way you used to, and it's really getting to you and making it difficult. Whatever it is, be sure to take care of yourself. Don't push yourself to do things you can't do or you don't want to do. Be kind to yourself. There's a few things that you can remember to help you through.
Celebrate within your means. I've spent many Hanukkahs where I didn't have a menorah and couldn't afford candles, so I used what I could. Sometimes I would get cheap tea lights to use instead, or even use an app. If you don't have a Christmas tree, you could decorate one of your houseplants, use a string of Christmas lights to pin up on the wall in the shape of a tree, or draw one on a big piece of paper to pin up instead. Maybe you had to focus all the holiday funds on the gifts themselves and can't afford to wrap them up all fancy, so you could get creative with the paper bags and boxes you have around the house, or even make Christmas morning even more exciting for the kids by hiding the gifts from Santa around the house with name tags and giving them clues in their stockings like a scavenger hunt. Stuff stockings with printed coloring pages, homemade puzzles, and materials and instructions for fun activities that only require some basic items from around the home. It may take being creative and having to make some compromises, but there's ways you can make it work. If you don't have the time or energy to get that creative, don't be hard on yourself. It's a lot of work to put any holiday together, let alone have to problem solve and put in extra labor, mentally and physically. If all you can do is watch It's a Wonderful Life and eat popcorn, just do that. Choose to be content with what you can do and have a great time doing it. Whatever you do is only as special and exciting as you decide it is. You don't have to be alone if you don't want to be. You can look into what events are happening around you that you can attend, like parades, parties, and even religious services. You can also use this as an opportunity to volunteer for those in need by helping with food and toy drives, soup kitchens, or even spending time with others who would have had to spend the holidays alone. There's also online communities and events that you can usually find. For example, one of the peaceful app games I have downloaded has a Discord server where they shared outlines of images for people to make digital ornaments that they then put onto their digital tree. A fantastic idea that had people interacting with each other and feeling a sense of community. There's also holiday-themed live streams you could watch and chat in, or you could host the live stream or make content to share yourself if it's something you want to do and are comfortable with. You can make your own traditions, and you shouldn't feel guilty if you can't hold to the ones you grew up with. If you're missing someone, traditions can be salt in the wound, whether it's not wanting them anymore or not being able to keep them up just how you had with that person. And sometimes following traditions may not be feasible for health or financial reasons. But you can do something completely new that you're able to do more easily and comfortably, and you can make it fun. They don't even need to have anything to actually do with the holiday. Make them special just for you. If you want to keep some traditions alive but can't follow them exactly, alter them how you need. For example, if you used to always go ice skating and get hot chocolate before going around town to look at the lights, maybe instead you can start making homemade hot drinks and looking up the best decorations online, which will probably be more impressive than any houses in your neighborhood anyways. You don't have to celebrate if you don't want to. You could stay home and treat it like any other day. There'll be another next year. Or you could even choose to celebrate some other time. Dates, holidays, time, all of this stuff is just made up and you don't have to follow it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to not celebrate at all, that's just fine. And you can let the important people in your life know you don't want to celebrate and just want it to be a regular day. Or you could postpone it until you're ready. There's nothing wrong with deciding you want to light your menorah in the spring or have Christmas in July. Your gifts don't have to be fancy, and you don't even have to give them. You can do whatever you're capable of. No one who loves you and cares about you wants you to go into debt or struggle just to get the perfect gift for them. If you're uncomfortable receiving gifts when you can't reciprocate, Do your best to communicate that with your loved ones. They may still want to get you something because giving is an amazing experience, but you shouldn't feel obligated to push yourself past your means to give them something too. If you really want to give something but need to work on a budget, get creative. I used to gift ingredients for cookies I used to make that everyone loved, pre-mixing the dry mix and putting it in a nice jar, adding a baggie of chocolate chips and instructions on how to bake them. I was able to buy the ingredients in bulk to save money on it, cheap Christmas-themed bags for the chocolate chips, and ribbon to tie around everything to make it extra festive. Sometimes for Christmas, I would opt for hand-making stockings for my friends, and if I could, filling them with treats and little special things I found that I thought they would like. I've even made big batches of French toast and froze them in loaves to give to friends and family so that they could reheat them for breakfast all through the holidays. Holidays do not mean you need to break no contact. You stopped talking with them for a reason. Taking care of yourself and your mental health is a 24/7 job, and you're not going to take a day off to let someone mistreat you and threaten all your hard work. Some people may try to guilt you, but just remember that only you know what's best for you, and others don't get to dictate how you decide to take care of yourself. If you need to, make it a clear boundary that you will not be surrounding yourself with people who won't respect your choice to stop talking with the person who you needed to cut out of your life. And try to make sure you have safe people around who support your choice to take care of yourself. Your boundaries and limits matter. You may not be able to control someone else's behavior, but you can communicate clear boundaries with consequences. You don't have to answer questions you don't like, or hug or kiss someone that you don't want to. Let someone know you won't be answering them or will reject their touches, and that if you keep getting asked, you'll move seats, leave the event, won't invite them to future gatherings, whatever it may be. Don't let anyone try and guilt you into doing it either. Boundaries are not to be negotiated or compromised on. They are your boundaries, and anything beyond respecting them is, at the very least, disrespectful. It doesn't matter if they haven't seen you in years or if they gave you an amazing present. That's not a reason to ignore your boundaries. They are not entitled to your body or your mind. You don't have to stay at noisy gatherings, tolerate backhanded compliments or passive-aggressive comments, and you don't have to stay anywhere if your social battery runs out. I know a lot of that is easier said than done, so try to remind yourself that you don't have to put up with this, and take steps to make sure you have a plan if any of that comes up. For example, if you're going to a relative's for a visit and it's going to be loud and exhausting, talk to them beforehand about maybe being able to retreat to a bedroom or other place when you need a break. You should also surround yourself with others who understand your needs and take time to understand theirs. Stand up for each other when you need to. You'd be surprised how much easier an aunt who's obsessed with hugging you when you're not comfortable will back down when others start supporting you by calling her out on her behavior and telling her to respect your boundaries.
So I hope I've given you some good things to think about this holiday. And remember to take care of yourself.